congratulations in advance. I appreciate you. And, just listen because it's very important information in this reading. As you can see from the title, we are talking about healthy and unhealthy relationships today. Okay. I was guided to do this reading and I was guided to use four decks. Fours are the number of stability. Also, for me, it's the number of family, it's the number of foundations for me. And yeah, these are the four decks I will be using. Okay. So I was guided to do this reading. When I always say I'm guided to do something, I'm really guided to do it. I do random readings on this channel, okay? Um, After meditating or contemplating, if it comes to me, I get on here. So if you're new here, welcome. You get the real truth over here. It's raw, it's unfiltered, it's uncut, okay? So if that's what you like, you in the right place. If you return in, welcome back. You already know what it is. I appreciate all the love and support, all my subscribers, okay? I strongly and really believe that whoever is meant to be here, God gonna send them, okay? I bring God to tarot, so I'm just Kimmy from the block, but I am spiritually gifted and very intuitive. So, with that being said, I am an intuitive reader for all of you guys who don't know. And I have all the clairs, but I use them in combination to do these readings. So for you guys, okay, half of the time I don't need these cards. I pick up on energy. I'm a sensitive, so I pick up on energy so strongly that I don't really need the cards, but they are for your visual, okay? When I see these cards, you might see something different. So keep that in mind whenever watching any of my videos. Disclaimer, I am not responsible for anyone's actions or, after watching my videos. I'm not responsible for anybody, okay? We all grown. Don't base your whole life off no reading, no one tarot reading, okay? I'm going to just say that. Watch them at your own risk. Use your intuition and your own discernment when watching different readers, okay? Anyway, with that being said, I love all you guys and I thank you for the support and hopefully you guys stay with me on this journey to continue to grow and go global because that's what it's going to do, okay? It's already been revealed to me and I already know. So, with that being said, I'm not going to stop this time. I had a whole nother channel for those of you guys who don't know and I just had to, bring it back. So, that's what it is. So we're talking about healthy and unhealthy relationships. I am gonna be doing a reading on this because we do have a full moon today. Today I'm uploading this on August the 9th. We have a full moon, but this don't have nothing to do with the full moon, but everything to do with humanity in our relationships, whether healthy or unhealthy. We come across relationships, whether they are family members, whether they are friends, whether they are coworkers, whether they are people that we are sleeping with. Okay. Um, Whether they are our children, okay, or our parents, okay. I'm talking about all relationships here. Um, and we all deal with healthy and unhealthy relationships, so I feel the need to talk about it, okay. First and foremost, they say we choose the family we born into, and maybe it's for learning lessons, okay. It's a viral video going around Facebook about this girl getting rich off the Bible. And pretty much she's telling people, to summarize it in my own words, that if she had not been through what she been through with her family, with her parents, she would not be where she is today. But God be knowing what he doing, whether we know it or not, is what I want to say. And add to that, y'all can Google it. I'm pretty sure to come up, okay? And I did watch a little bit of her video, and the way she was explaining it is, she took the scriptures of Proverbs and she applied them to life, and it worked for her. Like that was her path. That's what God had for her. Don't mean it's gonna be what God had for somebody else. We all have our own individual paths, so y'all need to keep that in mind too. A lot of people probably gonna be going to Proverbs, which is probably what she wanted them to do, and that's her story, so that's why she was sharing it, to help others, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But just because God helped her in that way don't mean he's going to help everybody in that way. Everybody has their own path, and the way God works in mysterious ways is just amazing to me. And I'm just saying, just because it worked for her don't mean it's going to work for you. Something else might work for you, so don't get discouraged, um, and don't be a follower. That's all I'm saying. Be a leader. Find your path, Find out what it is and follow that. Follow what God has for you or what He's been telling you, okay? Because everybody's going to be different, okay? Might be similar, but different, okay? So, with that being said, we're going to get into this conversation real quick, and then I'm going to pull cards about it. Give me a second, guys. Hold on. 1 second. Who has a family, whether big or small, they deal with it, okay? Um, not trying to be funny, but a drunk in their family, a crackhead in their family. Um, and some people really do have close families where they don't deal with any of that. Like they grew up, their whole family in church, and they're all like prosperous in some type of way. It just depends on the family that you are born into. Just to talk about families, but again, just not about individuals and their families. It's about friends, coworkers, your relationships with your spouses that you're sleeping with, your children, your parents. Okay, some people, as far as the parent-child relationship, some people get along. They're very close to their family. You know what I mean? Like glue, like loyal. You know what I mean? Don't go against the grain. We got others who do, like talk about their family bad, just like do them wrong, dirty, and stuff like that. Um, it's important to use your intuition and discernment on when you like your perspective when it comes to your family, because some people can feel like they come from a dysfunctional family, but is it really dysfunctional? I mean, when you think about it, because it's always somebody out here that got it better than you, and there's always somebody out here that got it worse than you. So really think about it, okay? Um, some people do come from very, very traumatic childhoods, okay, where they were beat, they were just done so wrong, and others they were just disciplined, and we all know kids don't like discipline, so that's why I'm bringing that up, okay? But sometimes the parent has to be the one that disciplines the child, and the child might not like it, and at the end of the day, all of that is for a reason, because look at this generation that we dealing with now. Like, nobody has respect. There wasn't enough discipline, so it's a lot of disrespect, you know what I mean? And we try to give our kids what we don't have, and they come out spoiled brats, like feeling entitled. So yeah, with that being said, use your discernment, and be real, not just with your children, but with yourself when it comes to the dysfunctional family. Like, and then a lot of people, they grew up just how they grew up. So if you, for example, grew up in poverty, then how can you give your kids anything? It's going to be dysfunction if you're growing up in poverty first and foremost, versus somebody who's growing up rich with no problems. They don't have to worry about bills, money, none of that. They get everything they want, you know what I mean? So it's a different environment. So also keep that in mind throughout watching this video, and really look at your environment and how you grew up, you know what I mean? Because certain kids, they didn't have a home, you know what I mean? They were completely homeless, living house to house, getting evictions left and right from their parents, and no stability, no structure, so when we talk about dysfunction, you know if you had structure and stability, then you cannot say you come from that. Like, this is where the honesty come in, with being 100% real with yourself, okay, about your family. And when it comes to your friends, okay, for an example, you grew up, you chose your friends, okay? Some of them from past lives or whatever, and friends is disguised as enemies sometimes. I mean, well, enemies are disguised as friends. I said that backwards sometimes. So really look at, who you befriended, and, how they treat you. You know what I mean? And what y'all been through. And use your discernment even with that. Like, is this a healthy relationship that I have with this friend, or is it unhealthy? Like, literally, you gotta really, like, look at it and be real and honest with yourself. Because if you lie to yourself about it, then, you know, you just deceiving yourself. You know what I mean? For an example, you can have a friend, and, oh, that's my BFF or whatever, and the whole time this friend is not really acting like a BFF, but you telling everybody this your BFF, and you know, it shows that this person is not your BFF, but in your mind, because you're not being 100 and completely honest with yourself, you know, you're being taken advantage of, you're being used, you're being like played with, toyed with in a way, and deceived behind your back by the same friend. You know, so you have to accept accountability for even your actions with choosing your friends and what you allow, because what you allow is what will continue. You know what I mean? Some of us don't have boundaries. We don't know how to set boundaries. We don't know how to say no. And yeah, so a lot of us have friends, or, you know, we call them friends when they really just associates, because it's a difference, right? Um, or co-workers, you know, and people we should be keeping at a distance, you know, because of trauma and different things like that, or because we're not being 100 with ourselves. So I had to explain that before you watch this video, because, you know, I'm not saying, you know, it's people out here that got family that's not even related to them. It's people that got family that they treated so much better by strangers rather than their own family. You know what I mean? It's people out here that, you know, it's vice versa with. Like, dogged by others, treated good by their family. So you got to really know and be 100 with yourself what type of people you got around you, okay? What type of relationships you have around you, okay? And a lot of us, like me, myself, you know, it gets revealed, okay? Because, like, the mask always fall off with these people. Like, I feel like be yourself at all times, because eventually the mask gonna fall off. It can take years. Like, you never really know a person, family member, friend, spouse, whatever. You can never really know a person. Like, we all hold secrets. We all change. Things change us. Time change people, and money change people. So, with that being said, you never really know people. Okay. So you have to be able to use your intuition and your discernment when it comes to these healthy and unhealthy relationships. So that's why I said all that, okay? To summarize it up. Um, and again, what you is allowing is what will continue until you set boundaries and cut people off and treat them accordingly. Sometimes you got to step back and you got to really observe and analyze people and treat them accordingly. And sometimes it might hurt you. It might hurt you to have to let somebody go. It might really hurt you more than it's hurting them, because, you know, some of us are loyal to the default. You know what I mean? When it comes to our family members, whether parents, child, or, you know, relatives, anyway, like, those are the ones that are the hardest for us to let go of, because we grew up with these people, knowing these people all of our life, or we these people we never would have thought would cross us or disrespect us or treat us in a certain way, right? um I'm not talking about you mad at a person because, you know, you feel like they not there for you. I'm talking about really doing some shit to you. You know what I mean? It's families out here that really do foul, evil shit to people. Like, for example, parents burning their kids up in microwaves. Like, how the fuck can anybody do that to a child? Everybody don't deserve children, okay? And you would know what kind of parent you are. You would, and your kids gonna know what kind of parent you are. You know what I mean? You leaving for years. We've been seeing this in the news and everything. You leaving for years, leaving your kids in the house by themselves, and you only coming back feeding them. It's fucking crazy to me, like, literally. But all of this is stuff I'm talking about. The facts that's already been happening to people. And when I say foul, evil shit, this is the foul, evil shit I'm talking about. This is the really dysfunctional, and it's a level of dysfunction. Because, again, some people could be severely dysfunctional families. Some people could be moderately dysfunctional, and some mild. So it's important to know all these things. Like, but ain't nobody's family perfect. Okay, so let's be clear on that. We all fall short. We all sin. We all going through shit, especially in these times. So yeah, some of y'all need to really be grateful for the families that you have, no matter who they are. If they even got a little support and they there a little bit, you need to be grateful, because some people don't got that, period. You know, and I'm speaking to, you know, the crowd. I'm speaking to humanity. I'm not speaking to no one specific person. I'm speaking in general, okay? You want to know more, get a personal, okay? If not from me, from somebody else. But I'm speaking in general because this is real shit that's going on with people, and they really need to know the difference in all of these things. Okay, so I feel the need to speak on it. Um, but when dealing with healthy and unhealthy relationships, it's a lot of us that has been traumatized, and it wasn't just us. Like, this is being passed down from generations to generations. Like I said, for an example, if you growing up in poverty, then it's a constant thing repeating of the next family being in poverty. If your parents didn't have shit, you ain't got shit. You know what I mean? So you gotta build and work your hardest, to have it. And just because you don't got it, don't mean you didn't try. So don't let nobody bring you down or make you feel worthless or like you ain't shit, because if you out here trying, it's gonna show. You know what I mean? And you gonna know. You know what I mean? Versus somebody who not trying, sitting on their ass and waiting on everything to come to them. Like, you know what I mean? You cannot. You have to. It's really. You have to really compare the two, because some people feel like, oh, my parents didn't try as kids. Like, come on now. I was mad as a kid. I was really upset with my parents as a kid. Like, dang, why I gotta struggle? Like, I ain't got shit because my parents didn't do this and they didn't do that. Some kids look at shit that way. And it's really the fact that you don't even know what your parents went through. You can't walk in your parents' shoes. You don't know what they went through growing up. And then what was passed down to them, you don't know what they tried. And I come from a family where my father went to the army, and I still felt like this, and my mom, she sacrificed whatever she could to get money. She worked or whatever, but still it was hard for both of them because, again, they from poverty. So I cannot expect them to make it but so far in life. Like, literally, you have to be real. Like, unless somebody have this rags to riches story, and they exist, but if it wasn't your parents, then you really can't be mad at them. You can't judge them people, them folks, and tell them, they didn't try, because was you in their shoes? Was you there the whole time? Like, one thing these kids need to understand is your parents lived without you. You never lived without your parents. Therefore, they had a life before you, okay? And the one that came after you could have totally changed. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, that's important when we talk about this parent-child relationship. You know the difference. Know what you're dealing with, okay? And give credit where credit is due. Like, there's a lot of people, like I said, feeling entitled, spoiled, brats. You know what I mean? Don't want to. This new generation, they got everything given to them. Parents from my generation, try to give their kids everything that they didn't want, that they didn't have, whether they succeeded in doing so or not. That was the goal. You know what I mean? And so on and so on. And these kids with kids should understand that, because that's what they doing right now as I speak. If they have kids and they're young, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get their kids everything they didn't have. So it's a repeating process, and that's how it's passed down to these generations. But what you will notice is, and I shared this somewhere on one of my platforms, this lady was saying it, like, that's what messes these kids up, because then they don't know the struggle. They don't know what it is to go without. They don't know what it is to eat, peanut butter and syrup sandwiches. They don't know what it is to, they don't know. I come from a time where they left cheese, blocks of cheese at your door. You know what I mean? And we used to go get free bread and stuff like that. Like, I'm really from the mud. Like, so these kids, they never had to go through that. We come from the powdered milk and powdered egg era. These kids ain't from that. They ain't never ate that. You know what I mean? They ain't never had to experience that. But yet they still talk down and belittle their own parents. So this is all because hurt people, and unhealed family situations that's going on. Like, you can tell the difference between individuals and even families that's trying to heal and trying not to. I mean, not trying not to, but not healing, like not doing the work. Like, you really gotta do the work. And when I'm talking about the work, they looking at it like, oh, because you didn't financially take care of me, you did not love me. But it's other work you put in, especially when you have kids. Like, you got to be there for them mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all those ways. And sometimes when you come from a single parent household, it's hard for a parent to be there in all of those ways. And then it makes it worse the more kids you have. Like, so people need to realize that and understand that. If not nothing, before they knock or look down or turn their nose up at their parents. And some of these parents do be wrong. So I'm speaking for the child too. Some of these parents do be wrong. You know, when you can be there, for your children, and you don't, you refuse to. Now, again, keep in mind there's a difference when you a single parent versus a two-parent household. So if you got one parent doing everything, they spread it thin. Like, and that's just the truth. It's not no excuse to be made. Like, they spread it thin, and it depends again on how many children that they have. Like, it's okay if you got one child. You can probably be there in more ways, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially for that one child. You know, but if you got 10, if you got 26, it's a difference. It's a difference. My father grew up in a household with 13 of them. It's a difference. You know, luckily he come from a two-parent household where he had a mother and a father all their life until they died. And you know, where my grandmother was soft and lenient with the kids, my grandfather was hard and rough with the kids. Both was needed. You understand? When you in a one-parent household, that one person got to go between being soft and hard, feminine and masculine energy. You know what I mean? So y'all gotta understand, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. But this is what we sign up for. They say before we come here. You know, but I'm gonna tell you like this. We forget, even if that's the case. And we have to remember, so these kids don't come with instructions or a book. You know what I mean? So it's like the way I look at it with my own children, I grew up with them. I'm learning just like they learning. We going through this together. You know what I mean? So we should be growing and evolving together. You know, but it comes a point in time where certain people are evolving, certain people not. And this is where they get the saying from, you can't take everybody to the top with you. You know what I mean? Some people you leave behind, even within your own household. Everybody ain't going to be able to go to the top with you, whether they're your children or not, whether they're your parents or not. If you see a person trying to grow and evolve and clean their soul and change their life, you should give credit to that person. Period. But some people don't need that validation from others. They look to God for it. You know what I mean? And I'm one of them. Because some of us, we never get recognized or rewarded for the good we've done. You know, people, you can influence people to do right and do better. And, you know, you could change somebody's life. They'll never give you the credit for it. They'll never give you the credit for it. Period. They'll never admit it. They'll never tell you about it. They'll never thank you. But that's where God come in with the blessings at. Because what God see it all. God see everything. Know all things. You know what I mean? So with that being said, you just live the best of your ability and do your best in life. You know what I mean? And if you die, you could say you died trying if you try. You know what I mean? At least I tried. You know, even if I didn't succeed, that don't make you a failure. You know how many people actually failed before they actually succeeded? You have to fail before you succeed in life. I mean, ask these people that's successful now, if you don't believe me. A lot of them failed before they succeeded. It's a process. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's just, it ain't what you know, it's who you know. It ain't what you got, it's who you know. So that's why networking is important. Being around the right healthy relationships. Like, because if you is around unhealthy relationships, whether they at work, again, your friends, your family, whatever, your relationships that people you're sleeping with, if you will notice when you're around healthier relationships, you prosper more. You not, you know, your vibration, your vibration is higher. You know, you succeed more in life. So sometimes you have to get away from that energy, that vibration, that frequency, because they can have you on it, and you not even know it. It don't matter who it is. Um, and then when you around draining people, energy vampires, what they call them, or people that just deplete you, make you feel worthless, you start to feel that way. You start to think that way. You start to get, you know, to the point where you don't want to do shit because, you know, words are spells. They're powerful. And if people spitting poison on you like that, it's going to deplete you and drain you. It's going to start to stick in your mental and affect your mind and the way you think, the way you act, the way you prosper and progress forward. It is. You know why? Because it's energy. Energy is contagious, and vibes don't lie, you know. So you have some people like me that just isolate themselves from the whole world, you know what I mean? And they don't want to be around nobody. And this is why. This is why. Because, you know, if you an empath or you a sensitive like me, you pick up on that energy. A person don't have to say nothing. You going to walk in the room and feel it. Literally. Feel it. And that's why you can walk in the room like, oh, I got to get out of here. Or this don't feel right. That's real. That's real. That's real. Whether you around family members, friends, your spouse even, you know, your children, your parents, it's real. It is. And then, you know, you got to ask yourself why they feeling that way. You really don't have to. You can just get away from it. But, you know, it's reasons why they feeling that way, because that's probably what they're around. That's probably what's depleting them, what's draining them, and what's affecting them. It's a sickness. It really is. People don't realize that. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with them. Yes, it is. They stressed, they depressed, they have an anxiety. They can't even, you wonder why they not doing shit in life. They will to live, their power is gone. It's a sickness. It's just not one looked at as sickness by society. They say stress is the number one silent killer. It can make you lose weight. It can take you out this bitch. Literally, it can kill you. So, it's important. I don't care. And like I said, sometimes getting away from your family, and I'm gonna speak on family because this is the hardest thing for people to get away from. It's easy to cut a friend off. It's easy to cut somebody off even when you're sleeping with them. You know what I mean? And you can love the hell out of them, but it's really hard when this is your family. But it can be done, and you will notice when you cut them off or get away from them, you're so much better. You're so much better. If you relocate your environment away from them, you prosper more. You know, you miss the hell out of them. You might get sick, homesick. I was about to say seasick. Some of us might get seasick, but you get homesick. You know, it's okay to, you know, love people from a distance sometimes. I tell my children this. You know, if you feel like you're not getting along with people, get away from them. And I feel like that's the best thing and the best way, because that's where this is when, if you don't, this is where you hear about people killing their parents, or people killing their kids, when it could be avoided just by you getting the fuck away. Get away, stay away. Set boundaries, stay away from me. I don't care who you are. Like, this is why a lot of parents is killing their kids and kids is killing their parents, because they don't set those boundaries. They don't get away from them. If you feel like it's toxic, it's unhealthy, get away from it. I tell my kids, stay away from me if you feel like that. This real shit. Because I don't want to come to the point where we in that situation. Real shit. I love my babies. They are the world to me. Whether they feel that way about me or not, that's how I feel about them. And it shows. But we all go through shit. Like I was saying, these vibrations, this energy, where we go up and down, up and down. Nobody's in a high vibration. That's bullshit. We all go through it. Where our energy is being fucked with, tested, tainted, all that. It go up and down. Period. Frequencies go up and down. Vibrations go up and down. And it's always moving. It never stay in one. Like, you will never get nobody to stay in a lower vibrational energy even. You know, you will notice even the most depressed person, sometimes they laugh, sometimes they smile, sometimes they happy. That's what I'm talking about. You will never see the most prosperous person, I don't care how much money they got, always happy. You see it in these celebrities all the time, where they unhappy, where they not smiling. That's what I'm talking about the energy changing, and how you not ever staying in the one vibration. You know, the important thing, and the trick to it, and what we all should be doing, is finding balance in the middle, finding the medium in the vibrations, in the frequency, in our energy, where we can keep it to a level where it's, you know, equally balanced. It might not be all good to that extreme, or it might not be all bad to that extreme, but I'm somewhere in the middle. That's the goal for most of us. So yeah, saying all that to say this, all this is important. And, you know, Accepting accountability for the way you treat others is big. Like, treat others. You always hear this growing up. Treat people like you want to be treated. It's real because what you put out into the universe is what comes back to you. But sometimes you don't have to do nothing to nobody. And I'm saying sometimes because you don't. We got kids that don't do shit to their parents, that abuse them, that kill them, that do shit to them. And vice versa, the kids to the parents. Let's be clear. We got parents that's getting their ass beat by their kids. I wish mine would. That'll be the day they gonna handcuff me. And I don't have no felonies. But I'm just saying, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. That shit is real. That's because it's gonna be your life or mine. A parent or a child shouldn't be put in that position. So that's why I said just leave. It's better that way. Love me from a distance. If you have any love for me, even if it's not a lot. And if I feel that way about my kids, I'm going to do that. You know what I mean? Because again, people change, times change. But, some of us never want those relationships with our kids. I seen recently a boy killed both of his parents. I don't even know what it was about, but it's a viral video going around. They talking about how he was the sweetest kid. And everybody always want to say some start at home. That's so untrue. Sometimes it's not till they jump off the motherfucking porch. Till they get out here in these streets, get out into society, and they feel like they smelling their own ass. They come back, bring bullshit home. It's not always true. Each case is going to be different. But I'm hearing this was the best parents, and he was the best child. I don't know what happened in that house that night, but he killed both of his parents when all he had to do was leave. Shit can be avoided. If it can be avoided, you try to avoid it. That's doing the right thing. As much as it hurts to be away from your parent or your child. Some people don't fuck with their kids at all. Again, I never wanted to be one of them parents, but if it comes to that point, that's when I'm going to be one of them parents. Because I'd rather not talk to you or be around you before I hurt you. That's how much I love you. That's real love. And we got a lot of people, within families that we don't even see them until we go to funerals and stuff like that. And, or we find out somebody going through something very traumatic and now, they in a hospital or they about to die. You know what I mean? Then the family want to come together. That's unhealthy because why ain't we that family all the time? And sometimes we can't be. Again, for these same reasons I'm talking about, and that's okay, I guess, but that's where I said the families are dysfunctional, but it's severe, moderate, and mild dysfunction. Okay? And then when families are happy, and then I feel like if you two, if I can't get the words out. But because somebody don't want me to talk about this, but you will see some families that they look healthy as hell. It look like, damn, I want to be like them. Damn, I wish I was a part of that family. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors with that family. They be the worst fucked up ones, for real. They just hide it well. They really do. You would be like, damn, I want to be a part of that family. Or I wish I had that family. You will find out later, you fuck around and find out that family wasn't what you thought it was. So, stop comparing your families to others. And friendships. When it comes to friendships, stop comparing your friend, one friend to another or your life to your friends. Because that's where we fuck up at too. That's where the envy and the jealousy come in. Then that's where you have these friends killing their friends. Damn, that was my best friend. Selena is a good example. Oh, I'm your friend. She put that girl on and everything, and that girl ended up killing her. Envy, jealous. And she just went up for parole and got denied not too long ago. I mean, it was uncalled for. It really was. But that be strong. That's why you got to discern with these relationships, even these friendships, who for you and who not for real. And then it was hard for that girl to tell because she was so nice. And yeah, something wrong with them people sometimes when they extra nice and extra happy. Yeah, something wrong with them. So yeah, it's a thin line. Like it's hard to tell sometimes. But hey, that's where some of us them gifts come in. If your intuition and your discernment ain't too strong, you better do something to get it stronger so you can tell. So you can be able to tell, because sometimes you can look at people and you can see it written all over their face. You can see spirits, entities, and the energy that they hold for you. You know, and sometimes you can't. It depends on how strong your gifts and abilities are to be able to tell, and it depends on if you're paying attention or not. Some of us feel like, oh, that's my friend, I don't gotta pay attention. Shit, you'll fuck around and find out. Okay, so I'm just saying, I'm not trying to ruin relationships. I'm trying to like bring them together and help y'all to really understand what's healthy and what's unhealthy and what should be around you and what shouldn't. That's it. That's it. And I'm just being 100. Okay, so I'm gonna stop talking because that's like 40 minutes of me talking about relationships. Y'all get the point. I feel like the message then got across. Even Spirit said not yet. Okay, so let's get on these spouses, these relationships, these people we sleeping with, because they can be jealous, envious too. Don't be a woman making more money than a man. You wondering why he always mad? Because you making more money than him. You wonder why he acting funny. You ain't did shit. You done cooked him breakfast. You done gave him everything he wanted. He mad because he ain't you, sweetheart or sir. It could be a woman. It ain't just the man. It's women out here upset because they man is the breadwinner and not giving them what they want, or it ain't they funds. This man's money. It's jealousy and envy behind your man having money. That's weird to me because I want my man to have the money. Be the head and not the tail. Lead me. Just don't lead me into darkness. Just don't lead me into the mud. You feel me? But it's people out here in relationships that's that's where these unhealthy relationships. You know what I mean? Where people, them relationship goals. You know what I mean? A good one that just came and went viral around the internet was the Frenchman and the Duchess. Okay, uh, so many people might have looked up to them. Then they fucked around and found out. They fucked around and found out what was really going on behind closed doors. And then even when they had the like, cause they did a whole bunch of videos online and was talking about him and his girlfriend before this incident happened, and you could see everything they was holding on to and what went on in their relationship coming out, like how unhealthy it was, and how the jealousy with one another stemmed, and like where it came, how they was really feeling about each other is what I'm trying to say in that relationship. So it might have looked good to some on the outside looking in a lot of the time, you know, where a family only knew, and then, the whole world knew eventually, So that's what I'm talking about. When it comes to relationships of people you sleeping with, we got friends that's jealous of their other friends and their relationships and shit and don't even know what half of them going through. You know what I mean? Some of them carrying uncurable diseases from a motherfucker, and it look good. You know what I mean? They look good together. They got it made. They got everything they want. But guess what? They got something they don't want too. Real shit. Real shit. I'm just saying. And that's not everybody. I'm just using examples. You know what I mean? When I'm talking about relationships with people that we sleeping with, that we love, we supposed to love them, they supposed to love us. It's jealousy and envy there sometimes within these relationships. So you got to know what's healthy and what's unhealthy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? When you in a relationship with a man or a woman, if they love you, they supporting you, they by your side. They ain't leaving you out in the cold. They ain't getting mad when they happy for you when you accomplish something. They ain't jealous of you. They ain't talking about it with their friends behind your back. Um, then you finding out through friends. They not they not acting funny towards you and you ain't did shit to them, but try to love them and be there for them for nothing. That's where the jealousy and envy come in, that people be sleeping with strangers and the enemy and don't even know it. So it's important, you know, if somebody treating you and your kids a certain way, for you to pay attention. you fuck around and find out and know the difference between healthy and unhealthy relationships. And this is why. So let me pull some cards right quick. That's 40 minutes of me talking. I'm done. I have spoken. Let me take these chakra cards out real quick because I want to pull cards, see what oracle cards. We're gonna start with the oracle cards. You know, if your chakra's not aligned, get them into alignment. Okay, get them into alignment. Let me just say that, but I'm feeling guided to take the chakra cards out right now. So let me do that real quick with this deck. We're gonna lead and start with this deck and see what the universe spirit has to say about healthy and unhealthy relationships here amongst the collective. Over here, I talk about real life shit because, you know, this is what needs to be talked about. I'm really trying to help people in real life. And y'all don't talk about my cards. My cards been through shit just like me, but I'm not throwing them away. I might put them up, but I'm not throwing them away. They mean something. They sentimental to me. So let's get a message from Spirit, the universe. What do you want to talk about concerning these healthy and unhealthy relationships today with my collective? Transformation came out. The first card. And this is a 4. I was just talking about 4 being the number of stability, family, home, structure, right? There needs to be this change. And this is why, you know, I need to talk about this. There needs to be change. There needs to be transformation amongst the collective when it comes to, you know, transforming these relationships from unhealthy to healthy. Okay? Some of us, we might be going backwards with these retrogrades. They're going from healthy to unhealthy. I don't know. Take what resonate and apply it to your life. But if you know that, you change that, okay, with transformation here. Love begins. So this is the new beginning. Spirit is saying we need to pour love back into one another, you know, to each other. When you do this together, it becomes something beautiful. Do you see this? Okay? The world needs more love as a humanity, as a whole. So this could be what spirit, the universe is doing right now. God, whatever you believe in spiritually, the Most High, the Supreme, is changing relationships from being unhealthy to healthy, so they can have new beginnings. Okay, I'm thinking about Beauty and the Beast here. You know, when this beast, he was unloved. Nobody wanted him. Okay, she was made to go live with him by her father, I believe. I don't remember everything about the story, but if y'all know, y'all know. But he was not loved by anybody. And then I guess, you know, he had a curse on him where, you know, I guess once he was finally kissed, he turned into somebody that was beautiful or whatever. But, you know, that's showing you in a lot of relationships, even when it comes to people that we are sleeping with, there needs to be change here. Pouring love back into people, period. No matter the relationship. At the bottom of the deck, I was guided to look at it. Stand your ground. When I get that card, you know, a lot of people got their guards up against their family members, against their relationship spouses. I'm going to just say spouses, whether you committed or married, okay? Just so you know, I'm talking about the one you sleep with. Um, Boundaries being needed to be set with these people, whether they friends, families, whatever. Stand your ground means stand up for yourself. Set boundaries. It's okay to say no sometimes to these people. Hope, faith. This is my card of hope and faith, okay? And trusting and believing in God, okay? This is the card number 7. I forgot to say this is a 1. This 17, my bad. But it equals an 8. So God is changing cycles. When you think about the number 8, for me, it looks like a cycle, okay? I consider it a cycle, you know, as above, so below. It's happening in the ethers and up there as well as it's happening down here. Change within relationships, okay? And I ain't just talking about, if we want to go further, we can talk about worldly change when it comes to love we have for the world. You know, if you want to go into the worldly, what's going on in the world today, like change is happening with cycles where, you know, hate is turning into love or needs to, you know. But hope is here, faith is here, so all is not lost. So the universe, I feel, because these is hands from heaven, okay, and this gives me, God got the whole world in his hands, okay. um it gives me changes from heaven that's taking place for new beginnings when it comes to love, period, amongst us as a whole. Because God feels, or whatever you believe in spiritually, the supreme, the highest of the most high, feels it's still hope. And it's people out here that, still have faith that this change can occur, and it can. But some decisions need to be made. Again, that's where this making decisions on healthy and unhealthy relationships is coming in. Choose wisely who you choose to deal with and be around, or change it. Okay, is the message, which I already said. It's just confirming everything I said right now. Again, move on, let it go, get away if you have to. This person is moving from a dark place. You see the darkness to the light. Okay, sixes are about harmony, are also about family and home. Okay, so that change is taking place where God is removing people and changing people that's supposed to be in your life, healthy or unhealthy. And many of us, we don't have to do nothing because this is happening for humanity as a whole. Sacrifice. When I get this card, this is my martyr card. This is somebody who's been giving a all, making sacrifices. People making sacrifices every day. But this is sacrificing yourself, okay? You being used as a sacrifice to others. Um, Even that could be healthy and unhealthy. So, some of us jump head in first with things and people until they drain us, deplete us, and there's nothing left. That's being changed, is what I feel with this card. Because somebody here is blooming something beautiful. Flowers. It's a flower. And a flower is always beautiful. This is a beautiful person here that's going through this change. Some of y'all is this beautiful person. It's okay to move on. It's okay to have new beginnings. It is. And if people tell you it's not, I was going to say something mean, but I ain't going to say it. It's okay. Heartache and loss. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. But you can also kill yourself. And then they going to hurt because they didn't kill you. Because you've been sacrificing everything. Sometimes you have to protect you. That's why Stand Your Ground came out. Sometimes ain't nobody protecting you. You have to protect you. Yeah, God got angels watching over you and guardian angels and all that. Your spirit guides protecting you. But I'm talking about in the 3D. That's in the spiritual world. I'm talking about in the 3D. Yeah, they can do it in the 3D, the angels and stuff like that. So don't get it twisted. They can protect you in the 3D, but you also can too. I feel like this is what God is telling you to do. You have to protect yourself from others. If you feel like somebody is hurting you or causing you any type of loss and it's making you feel blue and your head down, you feeling looking like her, it's time for new beginnings. And there is faith. There is hope. That's what the cards are saying. Don't be afraid to move on. Don't be afraid to make those decisions. Because sometimes this change is much needed. Then we have disruptions and waiting, okay? So some of y'all, this is telling me that y'all already been dealing with these disruptions to where people got y'all feeling all over the place, feeling very much caged, feeling locked up, and all that. This is another number. This is number 16, which equals 7. Okay, so that's my God number. It's like, you just all over the place, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Look at his body. Some of y'all, this is y'all. This is that lower vibration right here. It needs to change, spirit is saying. Okay. um, Whether you mentally all over the place, emotionally all over the place, or disrupted spiritually, however you disrupt it, it's disruptions here, and this giving me mental energy. Okay, um, For a lot of y'all, this could be emotional, mental, and emotional, okay? Because we got the heartache and loss here. Um, you're going through mental and emotional changes behind these people. And it's time for some decisions to be made for change, to move on from these people, is what the universe is saying. But some of y'all are waiting. And this is number two. Two is talk about partnerships, okay? And we talking about relationships, healthy and unhealthy, right? Some of y'all waiting. And what you waiting on? For it to kill you? For you to die? Y'all could be waiting for y'all circumstances to get better, because I'm seeing money here too. And that's okay. But as soon as you get an opportunity, take it. Take it. Is what I feel like telling y'all. Um, we got obstacles and challenges at the bottom of the deck. The circle of protection around this person, and five. Fives represent change, okay? So we're talking about changing healthy and unhealthy relationships around you. There is some obstacles and challenges for many of y'all, okay? Ego. I'm noticing the ego here. That's significant. Some of y'all need to be grounded. This person is bare feet. You need to get grounded. That's what the universe is saying. You need to be grounded because you are dealing with the obstacles and challenges. And some of y'all, these people have made you feel this way. Or you're going through your own obstacles and challenges because now you completely depleted and drained behind losses and disturbances that you went through, sacrificing yourself for others. Okay? I don't care who they is. I don't care who they is. I feel like, some of y'all, you can't make that move right now, those changes right now. But as soon as you can, go for it. It's what I feel like telling y'all. There might be a way. Maybe it's still some stuff that, the universe is doing with you and these people. And it's not time yet to move on. Some of y'all need to know that as well. Okay? So let's go to the next deck. I feel like, okay. We have the first cards that came out, Eight of Cups and the Star card. This about walking away and healing, okay? Right here. Walking away from things that is not giving you emotional growth, spiritual growth, having the desire to move on, people ready to leave, searching for things more meaningful, like what's my purpose and all that. You know, unfulfilled where they at emotionally, just don't want to be there. Spirit is telling you that happier times are coming with the Star card here. Being positive and optimistic and making long-term plans uh, is a must. But Spirit is saying you're on the right path. So if you feel like this, with the Eight of Water and the Star card coming out here, and some of y'all are stars, okay? You know how many people don't be knowing, and I heard somebody talking about this too. I can't remember who. I probably even shared it in the community section, but people know not what they do. They know not who they around even. You know what I mean? Because everybody don't have eyes to see. You know what I mean? Like, say for an example, somebody grew up in a terrible household, right? They grew up. I just seen recently. This girl was abandoned by her parents, an orphan. She grew up to be an engineer. They did not know who that girl was gonna grow up to be. She grew up to be somebody great. Okay, that's an example of what I'm trying to say right now. Like, sometimes people around you don't know that you about to become a star, or you are a star in their presence. You know what I mean? That girl was saying that. Matter of fact, when I talk about the girl that was talking about how she became rich off the Bible, like how the people didn't know who was in the midst of their presence at the time until later they found out. They fuck around and found out. Oh, I'm in the presence of a king. Oh, I'm in the presence of a star. Yeah, that part. Some of y'all are that. Some of y'all are that star. And then this is the 17, another cycle, okay? You are going through a cycle, and this 2 8s. 8 could be significant here, okay? God is taking you from one cycle and putting you in another cycle where some of y'all about to become stars. You already a star. You just probably don't even know it. That's what I'm getting. Some of y'all healers. Y'all are the people that heal others. But when you need somebody to heal you, who there? People walk away, go the other way. When you need healing, when you need somebody to pour into you, right? This card wanted to flip over. Five of water. We're talking about emotions. I'm hearing emotions make you cry sometimes, and it's okay to cry, y'all. Tears cleanse the soul. Somebody could be crying, things not turning out the way you hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation, crying over spilled milk. People are going to regret what they did to you. Eight of water, five of water. It's what? The three of water. The three of cups is here. So that's these people that you surrounding yourself with. They surrounded by a star. They don't even know it. That's what I'm getting. Some of y'all gonna have, you might not feel emotionally satisfied with what's going on in your life. Is what the universe is saying right now. You might not even be able to see it. But you about to celebrate amongst these people. I see a whole celebration with people gathered around you and you being a star. Mark my words. The three of cups is here. Six of earth. Gifts. You are gifted. Some of y'all. Okay? This is the six of pentacles. Gifts gonna come to you. You are a gift to others. They don't even know it. People misuse, abuse, and take advantage of people that are gifts to them. Whether they're healing them in some type of way, whether they're, it ain't just all about, gifts and money, but it is on the card. But sometimes it's just about healing somebody, being there, emotionally. And people will still tell you you're not. You ain't there for me. You weren't there for me. What? Anyway, because you cannot be there how they wanted you to be there, don't mean you wasn't there. Okay? But with this card, some of y'all leaving one cycle, going into another cycle where something is about to pay off for y'all. Okay? This could be a new career. Some of y'all, this could be you receiving some, I'm hearing accolades, some sort of accolades. I don't even know what that word means, but I'm hearing it. Um, it's payment. That's what I'm hearing. It's money. So some of y'all about to get a blessing in, maybe as a gift. This could be for a hill or a star. Okay? And then I'm seeing these scales. We're talking about balance. Okay? Things are going to work out, is what I feel like telling y'all. Y'all going to a time where y'all don't even know y'all about to be happy. Y'all about to feel joy. Y'all about to really be getting a lot of attention, gifts, and everything. Is what I'm seeing here. And these cards coming out because the universe wants you to know this. For whoever I'm talking to. Ego. I feel like Spirit is saying, watch your ego when this stuff happens. Because some people can have big egos. They done made songs about it. I got a big ego. Who said that? Kelly Rowland? That's what I'm hearing, but I don't know. I don't know. This is a false self sense of entrapment. Okay? Because, the ego is not real. It's created. Okay? When people get the big head, usually those be the brokest ones. Like, you will see that, and you'll see this in the real world right now. Like, the people really with the money, they come off like regular people. Like, you would not know they got money. But them people with them big egos, they flashy with it. They flashy with it. So I'm getting with this card coming out, and this is the six that represents family, home, harmony. Okay, uh, there's some people y'all around that got big egos, and be careful with your ego. Is what I feel like the universe is telling you. Being overly focused on material things is another big one. Everything ain't all about money and gifts and cars. You know what I mean? And clothes. You know, that shouldn't make you who you are. Who are you without all that? It says the universe. Um, but yeah, two, watching negative and fear-based thoughts, okay? Because that could, affect this stuff coming in or happening for you, is why I feel like this card is here. We have release. Yeah, so let go. Let go of them big egos. I was just saying that. This is for grounded. Grounded. It's gonna be some people that, hey, like I was saying, you can't take to the top with you. And these people got big egos. Okay? I feel like if you out here and you one of these people and you is feeling like things not going the way you want or whatever, or you having regrets financially, it's because of your ego. You know? I'm seeing this both ways. Like, it's because you did not appreciate the gifts that God gave you. But the universe is saying it was a lesson learned. This is the end of a phase or a situation. It's time for spiritual transformation. All that is on this card. Then it says it's time to move on. Okay. We started the reading with walking away. We're going to end it with walking away. Okay. Let me see what's at the bottom of the deck, though. The Knight of Earth. That's that waiting that came out in the other deck, too. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments and a guardian angel. So, yeah, some of y'all do got a guardian angel around y'all. Um, it's time to be dedicated and loyal to yourself, honorable and kind, even to others, okay? The Knight of Earth talk about loyalty as well. But you cannot be loyal to others if you're not loyal to yourself. I feel like saying that. Hold on, guys. Okay. Um, get things done. Do what you gotta do. You know, it might take some time with the Knight of Earth. It's gonna be a process, is what Spirit is telling you. But even slow motion is motion. Okay. What needs to be healed when we talk about healthy and unhealthy relationships right now for my collective? The negativity. Okay, it's a lot of negativity with and this is number 8. Okay, it is a cycle. Spirit is basically focusing on the cycles, the repeating cycles of negativity here, and this needs to be healed. The negative thoughts, the negativity around you, the way you feel. Some of y'all just laying around, well, it's me and stuff like that. Like, that has to change. That needs to be healed, okay? I'm seeing somebody here just taking mushrooms, okay? Or something like that. I'm seeing a whole bunch of mushrooms in this picture. Somebody is just, or mushrooms and infected their thought process or something like that is what I'm getting for somebody. That's not for everybody, but yeah, I'm just getting people wallowing in negativity, feeling like all is lost and it's not over. You just need to get the fuck up, okay? It's what I feel like telling you, if that's you. We have give back. Okay, give unto others as you want them to give unto you. This is 6. Harmony, family, home. Some of us are givers, some of us are takers. This is what's coming to mind right now. I'm channeling, guys. Some of us, all we do is give, 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 right? Some people need to give back at this point, is what the universe is saying. If you that person that just take, 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 it's time for you to give back. You will know who you are. You'll know what you need to do it. Okay? My mail about to come, y'all. Hold on. Anyway, yeah. God is making it so the givers that has been given are receiving from the takers at this point, is what I feel. This is what's being healed. The vibration, I talked about this, right? Raising that vibration, being around people. This is card number 14, which equals 5. So we have a 5, a 6, and an 8 here. Those numbers could be significant. But raising of your vibration, raising of, the vibration of others around you, okay? And I feel just changing the way you vibrate, the best of your ability and how you know how. Being more positive, being more optimistic versus negative. You give out negative, it come back negative. You give out positive, it come back positive. I'm getting that with all three of these cards. And again, this is me talking about the people you be around, the healthy and unhealthy relationships. The vibration of those people, it's important to notice it. Set boundaries with people. I don't care who they are in your life. If they get on your nerves or they bringing your vibration down low, get rid of them. I be alone and lonely sometimes, but I be so at peace because ain't nobody affecting my vibration but me and my children. Sincere relationships. So building more sincere relationships, real relationships, okay? People that are just like you. They don't have to look like you. They look alike in this picture, but they don't have to look like you. But they can look like you. This is 29. It equals the 11. Okay? This is learning to be more sincere when it comes to other people and being around more sincere people, okay? People of higher vibrations. People that's willing to give to you, like, and not just take, you know? It's gonna hit everybody different though. At the bottom of the deck we got breathe, okay? Again, I just said this earlier. People is able to exhale when they get away from that stuff. It feels so good. It feels so much better. You able to breathe now. This is 22. Now we just had 11. We got master numbers out here. 11 and 22. They could be significant. 6, 5, 8. These could be life paths. Okay. Important numbers in numerology in your birth chart. But at the end of the day, spirit wants you to be able to breathe and let others breathe. I'm here and live and let live. But go on with the flow. Go on with the flow. I feel being able to breathe better, live better, be happier. Yeah, this was healing right now. For being healed through the collective. So, let's see what else comes out. Five of Swords. See, that's people trying to get one up on you. People you got to argue with. Justice. That's people that talk behind your back, think they won, but really they lost. The Empress. That's bringing, being real, being truthful with those people, right? Being honest, being fair. And also, what's she doing? Turning her back on those people. Because you worth more, okay? Knowing your worth, okay? Not nurturing and taking care of them, but yourself, okay? Bringing yourself back into balance and looking the other way. That's what I'm seeing here. The Emperor. Some of y'all just could be your parents, okay? It could be parents dealing with a whole bunch of I don't know if these kids, these other people or something, some parents is a lot of parents is dealing with stuff, okay? Is what I'm seeing. It don't matter how old you is, I'm seeing parents. Some of y'all, this is in relationships, okay? When it comes to people playing mind games, just starting shit, keeping up trouble, being drama, arguing, fighting with you. Fives are a number of change, right? You see how far away they are? Wait, it looked like this. Hold on. When I turn the cards around, she came out first, but she was faced the other way. How did it change? Hold on, let me see if I could pick these cards up like they came out and show y'all. Okay, yeah, they was like this. But you see how far away they are from these people that start this drama, this bullshit, that take advantage of them. And these are people of authority figures. Something big with authority figures, okay? Speaking the truth, living in their truth, okay? It's happening. When it comes to commitments, relationships, arguments and fights, people are like getting their control back. Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. See, these people coming at you. This is a person rushing in, capable of starting a war, the Knight of Swords. And this is the first card. This at the bottom of the deck. These are the most important cards. These is people coming at you, saying anything, treating you any kind of way. It's these people that I was just talking about. This is you currently bringing this back into balance, and you going into your highest divine masculine and feminine energy. If this is one person, if this is like you and somebody else, you finding people again that are more like you. You're not like them no more. So, you being real with them, you communicating this, you being fair with them, but at the same time, you going around people that are just like you. That's what I'm seeing. And people gonna be mad, people gonna be angry, people gonna be saying some shit that you might not like, trying to start shit, trying to argue with you, all that. Three of Cups. Because you happy. It's gonna be some people trying to come towards you to bring you down off your throne, right? Because they unhappy, right? And because they see that you celebrating some new beginnings or whatever. You happy in some type of way. Or you at peace in some type of way. So they mad. Death card. I'm seeing also for somebody here when it comes to your spouse, your relationship, okay, if you had some sort of on and off connection here with somebody where it was always arguments and fights, somebody was going outside the connection, dealing with somebody else, they mad, they angry, yes, they are. But I'm feeling like now they want to change this. Now they want to come back and reconcile with you. Use your discernment, your intuition, cause how they changed, how they changed. The Sun card. A lot of this is like I feel envy and jealousy because they see you happy. They see you trying to be successful, right? They see you around other people that make you happy with these two cards. They see happy comes happening for you or whatever, and you bringing shit back into balance in your life, and they upset. That's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Some of y'all, these people gonna be trying to come back and talk to you and reconcile with you because they see you in this energy. If you haven't got there already, you gonna get there. And because you get there, they see this, and they gonna be trying to come back and talk to you and have some sort of reconciliation with you or whatever. Some of y'all is about to get some communication in from somebody who y'all probably walked away from. Like I said, if it was arguments, fights, somebody playing tit for tat and ignoring you in some type of way, I feel like they about to come back and communicate in the next 3 days. Within the next 3 days is what I'm hearing for some of y'all. The next 3 months, you're gonna be getting some sort of clarity or enlightenment from them. Okay. But yeah, I'm getting y'all just being fair with everybody. Y'all just trying to be happy with dealing with all this stuff. Y'all trying to bring things back into balance in your own life, and y'all chasing success and what makes you happy. You being honest with people, and they don't like that. They don't like that. You setting boundaries with people, they don't like that. Four of Swords with the Hangman. They all in their head now. They don't know what to do because you done chilled out on them. You done took a break from them, or they can't hang around you no more. Um, is what I'm seeing here. Some of that y'all they mad because you caught on to their bullshit. You caught on to the fact that they was trying to leave you stressed and depressed. The Five of Swords and the Four of Swords is the Nine of Swords. You caught on to that. And they upset trying to figure out ways they can, what they doing is God making them reflect on their past and the actions that they partake in, bringing you down and what they did to you, and they being made to reflect on it is what I'm seeing. If they're not talking to you, that's what they doing. Like, damn, I fucked up with such and such. They don't even want to fuck with me or hang around me no more. Whether this parents or child too. Like, this could be uh some some kids that some of y'all parents got, or vice versa. Some parents that feel this way about their kids. The kids could be reflecting, or the parents is what I'm trying to say. Like, dang, they don't even want to be around me no more. They being made to reflect on what stress they caused in your life, what depression they caused in your life, due to their own fears. I feel due to their own anxiety, due to them not getting up doing shit themselves, just laying around, hanging around, doing shit they ain't got no business. Apply to your life. That's what I'm seeing. The Hierophant. New soul contracts being established. Okay. Ooh, my car is about to start flying everywhere. Hold on, y'all. I had to get one that flew. But anyway, with the Hierophant here, let's focus on just the major arcanas. But this is a commitment. This is a new soul contract, or a change in the soul contract. Okay, because this is a five. It's the first card in the reading. Okay, this is people coming in agreement. People coming in agreement. Okay, well, if all we gonna do is argue and fight, if all you gonna do is take advantage of me, such and such gonna be done. People are communicating this with one another, and so everybody's happier, which is a good thing. And people are reflecting on this, but it's like a change in the soul contract in that way. Okay, people learning lessons. Okay, with the Hierophant here. Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, decisions being made, changes being made. After that, the Ace of Swords, honest communication. After that, the Ace of Pentacles. That's when the blessings come in from the universe. This is from the universe. Okay. Mental blessings to get your mind right. Financial blessings with your money comes in once these lessons are learned. Once these decisions are finally made. Okay. Some of y'all don't even know this, but it was destined for you to have some sort of change in your soul contract with these people. Everything is energy. It changes. It transforms. And we already been getting that card out here. So let's just focus on the major arcanas right quick. That's what I feel like doing. We have Justice, who came out first. Then we have the Emperor and the Empress, who came out right next to him. So these is the people I'm talking about around you, whether it's you, your kids, whoever. These is the people. You know what I mean? These could be grown kids. These are older people, but it don't have to be. I mean, but that's what I'm getting. It could be just people that are very mature. We have the sun and the Hierophant. So this is like the universe is in the building still, bringing justice to situations, right? When it comes to these soul contracts, when it comes to these lessons being learned. Some of y'all don't even know it, but your parents, mother or father, had to teach you these lessons. Okay, you might not have liked them, but they had to be. It had to be done. Okay, and the universe is saying they was fair, they was upright, they was honest, right? Because justice, upright, that is all that, right? And it's time to bring it back into balance. It's time for you to be fair to them if you a child, and parents the same way. Like being honest, being real with yourself, and bringing things back into balance. That's what's happening. So everybody is happier, okay? Y'all coming into agreement with the universe with this, okay? In some type of way. That's what I see happening here. Major arcanas. I think it was about 9, 10 cards out here. 5 of them are major arcanas. But it's taking you to a better place, a more happier place, a more balanced place, like I stated. And yeah, committing to something new here. So everybody is happy. And everybody is treated fairly. Whether it's relationships with your partner. If somebody come back to y'all, most of y'all, they gonna be much more mature, is what I'm hearing. They gonna have to be honest, that and you gonna get enlightenment from this person, but because the universe is bringing y'all back together, it's gonna be right this time, is what I'm hearing. So I'm gonna end that there, guys. That is the reading. That is what I got for y'all. Peace and love. Until the next one.